Hi, friends. Welcome to eConcepts. Today, we are going to understand the Resolve framework for conflict management, but not in a theoretical way. Instead, we will learn it through a real-life organizational conflict that many of us have either experienced or witnessed at the workplace. We will take the case of a conflict between the operations team and the finance department, where delayed payments, incomplete documentation, and growing frustration create tension between two critical departments. Using this case, we will go step by step through the Resolve framework and see how conflicts can be handled professionally, calmly, and constructively. In this organization, the operations team is responsible for fieldwork and vendor coordination. Over time, vendors start complaining that their payments are getting delayed. Field activities slow down, pressure increases, and frustration begins to build. Naturally, the operations team concludes that the finance department is delaying payments unnecessarily. On the other side, the finance department is equally frustrated. According to them, payment files often arrive with missing approvals, incomplete documents, or incorrect formats. Finance staff feel they are being blamed for something that is actually a compliance and process issue. Slowly, what started as a technical issue turns into a personal conflict between two departments. Now, let us apply the Resolve framework to this situation. The first step is to recognize the conflict. At this stage, management accepts that a real conflict exists. This is not just about delayed payments anymore. It is affecting vendor relationships, internal coordination, and overall organizational performance. Recognizing the conflict means acknowledging that ignoring it will only make things worse. The second step is to engage with empathy. Instead of reacting emotionally or assigning blame, both teams are given a chance to explain their situation. Finance explains that they operate under audit rules and financial regulations, and any missing document can create serious accountability issues. Operations explains that vendors are threatening to stop work and that their credibility in the field is at risk. When both sides listen without interruption, something important becomes clear. Both teams are under pressure and both feel unheard. Empathy helps reduce defensiveness and opens the door for dialogue. The third step is to separate people from the problem. This is where the conflict starts to cool down. The organization realizes that the issue is not lazy finance officers or careless operations staff. The real problem lies in the process itself. There is no clear checklist for payment documents, no standard timeline for processing, and no shared understanding of urgency. Once the focus shifts from blaming people to fixing the system, the conflict becomes manageable. The next step is to open up to solutions. With egos set aside, both departments sit together and discuss practical solutions. They agree on creating a standard document checklist for payments, introducing a shared tracking system, and clearly marking urgent operational payments. This collaborative discussion transforms the conflict into a problem-solving exercise. Instead of competing, both teams start cooperating. After solutions are identified, the framework emphasizes leading with clear communication. Leadership plays a key role here. Responsibilities are clearly defined. Timelines are communicated. Documentation requirements are written down and shared. Everyone now knows what is expected, who is responsible, and how long each step should take. Clear communication removes confusion and prevents future misunderstandings. The next step is to validate and follow up. Conflict resolution does not end with one meeting. After a few weeks, management reviews the situation. Payments are being processed faster, vendor complaints have reduced, and coordination between departments has improved. Small issues are identified early and corrected before they turn into new conflicts. Follow-up ensures that the solution is actually working. The final step is to establish preventive measures. The organization formalizes the new process into standard operating procedures. Teams are trained on documentation and interdepartment coordination. Conflict resolution becomes part of organizational learning. What began as a serious conflict is now used as an example of improvement and growth. To conclude, conflicts in organizations are normal. What matters is how they are handled. The Resolve framework teaches us not to take sides, but to understand situations, fix systems, and protect working relationships. When conflicts are resolved properly, they do not weaken an organization. In fact, they make it stronger. That was all for today. Thank you for your time.